Hello, my name is Jim. This is Ben. This is Josie. And this is Mom, Nancy.
We ended up at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital when I was 9 weeks pregnant. I was rear-ended in a car accident and started bleeding quite a bit the next morning. We were in and out of the doctor's office several times throughout the first 2 trimesters with bleeding, thinking we were losing Josie. And she held on until I was 25 weeks pregnant. I did end up going into labor. Went into the hospital in Traverse City. They were not equipped to handle babies that little and that arriving that early, so I was sent down by ambulance to Helen DeVos Children's Hospital.
I think that the environment that most families experience when they come to the neonatal unit is a very foreign one for most people. It's an environment filled with many wonderful and life-saving technologies, but is also one that is scary and something that most people are not used to, and certainly far different from the warm and nurturing environment that they thought they would be encountering with the birth of their child.
You're in this anger state, kind of this stage of grieving. I think you're grieving the loss of what should have been, what was supposed to be.
The process of having a premature baby can be a very devastating one for parents, particularly when they know that their baby is going to be in the hospital long after the mom has gone home and recovered. When you add on to that the difficulty of not being able to be physically close to one's newborn baby, that can be exceptionally difficult to bear. It's only with the ability to have parents close to the hospital that we're really able to overcome that. And there's nothing that the hospital itself can do. It's a wonderful place to be, and we're so blessed to have so many great providers here. But the downside of that is that when we care for people from far away, we really do rely on some place for those parents to be able to stay, to be able to participate in the care of their child.
So we ended up contacting the Ronald McDonald house. They gave us a guarantee that we could stay there for 30 days. So that was very comforting, and then longer if need be.
When babies come to the NICU, they're with us for several months, and in some ways that dream of the normal pregnancy is shattered for those families. And having the family around to be there to support the baby is invaluable to that baby's development and growth.
Told us about kangaroo care and how important it was to be there to hold, do skin-to-skin contact with Josie, and that dads could do it too. So when they gave us that information, we didn't have to think twice about it. That's what we wanted to do. Being at the Ronald McDonald house gave us a place nearby where we could stay close to Josie, so we could always be with her. And I think because of that, we were at her bedside probably 9 in the morning till late at night.
Well, I think that staying at the Ronald McDonald house, it gave us a central point as opposed to being at the hospital all the time, to where we could rest, we could kind of disengage ourselves, but still be engaged with other people that were very sympathetic towards us. For the family, you know, having been up north, I would be up north, or Nancy would be down here, and we would kind of wave to each other on the expressway on the way down, and we had a place to go to where we could somewhat have some sort of our own identity still, of it still being a home without being a sterile environment that a hospital sometimes portrays, even though Spectrum was very, very accommodating towards us. I think that it drew us closer. It acted kind of like a glue between the home, the hospital, and all of us. We had a central location that we could meet to.
This is a little bit personal for me, but I've had a couple of my children who were born prematurely, and they themselves had to be in the NICU, which is a cruel twist of fate, to be sure. So I personally know how difficult it is to be apart from one's child and have them in the hospital. And the initial parental instinct is that you never want to be apart. You never want to leave your child. You think, I'm going to stay 24 hours a day. But you quickly realize that that's not physically possible. It's not humanly possible for you to maintain yourself in order to maintain yourself for your child by never leaving the hospital. Having a safe haven, someplace to go to recharge, to refresh, that's close by to your child is something that cannot be replaced. And again, from my own personal experiences, I would not want to imagine what it would be like to be tremendously far from my child while they were in what arguably could be the most difficult time of their childhood, and to not physically be present for that would be all the more devastating. So having the Ronald McDonald House I know is exceptionally helpful for parents, and I can empathize with that greatly.
Whenever you see Give to the Ronald McDonald House, it's beyond what you just see on the surface. It goes so much deeper, a deeper community of different people that are now involved or have been able to, really take advantage of, a bad situation turned out really good. And within the community outside of the Ronald McDonald House that believe in the mission, that continue to donate their time, their energies, their efforts, their money to make that place operate, that's a community that I think needs to be recognized as well. So you're bringing a lot of different people involved in the one place. It's a house like Ronald McDonald House, and they're all over the place. They're everywhere. And I don't think a lot of people realize that it takes a community to make something like that be successful.
It is a tremendous team of people that takes care of these babies, but key amongst that is having the parents involved, and they are at the center of the team as much as our babies are at the center of that team. And I would just like to thank you for making it possible for more parents to be able to be a part of that team, a meaningful part of their team, and to be there for their children when they need it most.